Welcome back to the session. So in this session we'll discuss about the third level of software maturity framework, the define process. This particular process, process, the organization might have already designed or defined the process as a basis of consistent implementation for the better understanding. So this we have already discussed. So we'll try to understand what are the what is the sequence that is going to be performed in define process, and what are different phases that this define process consists of. So as a part of this define process, software is going to have certain standards. So here standard defines it is a set of rule or basis for comparison. So this is used to access the size, content, value and quality of an object or any activity that is being performed. So as a part of software standards, we are supposed to understand certain definitions related to the software standards. First, policy. So what is this policy? It is a governing principle. So this is used as a basis for regularizations, procedures, etc. Second is regulation. So what is this regulation? This is a rule. So what is the use of this rule? This is typically established by some legislative body in order to regulate what are the penalties for non-compliance of any particular task that is not being performed. Third is specification. So this particular specification is going to describe about the characteristics of product. Fourth is guideline. So this guideline, the organization is going to suggest any particular practice or method or procedure. So this is basically issued by any authority. Next, procedure. So procedure is like it is a defined way to do or perform any particular task. Generally it consists of procedure, manuals, etc. And next, standard. So what is this standard is? As I already said, it is a set of rule or it forms as a basis for comparison of any particular activity or body. Say for example, it is going to assess the size of your team, content that is available, or the value related to that particular content. So basically these are what designated by the standard bodies, right? Okay, fine. So we'll try to understand how we are going to establish software standards. So first, in order to establish software standards, the organization need to start with examination of any organization standards. What are the standards provided by the organization and what are the needs for producing these particular standards. So these standards actually falls under one of these three categories which are listed below. First, management and planning standards and procedures. So here in management, planning standards and procedures, the organization is going to discuss about, or it is going to note down about what is the configuration management that are available, what could be the estimation of any particular software before defining that particular process, and what is the cost associated with it, what should be the software quality assurance that is supposed to be reported, and what could be the status of reporting related to the software that is being organized or software that is being designed. So here management is going to provide certain standards on these particular listed on this particular list. Second is development process standards and methods. So this particular standards and methods are related to the process that is supposed to be followed related to the development of your define process. So here the organization will discuss about what are the requirement specifications of any particular software, how it is supposed to be designed, on what basis the documentation is supposed to be conducted, after the documentation is done, how the coding is supposed to be done. So these are certain topics which will fall under your development process standards and methods. So this is going to discuss about these topics. And when you go with your third category, so third category consists of tools and process standards. So as a topic itself says this is going to discuss about the various software tools that are going to be followed by your organization for assessment. At the same time, it is also going to understand or discuss about the size, cost measures of your software assessment that is being done. So the subcategories that fall under, or the topics that fall under your tools and process standards will go like what should be the name of the product, what are the size, what is the size measure that is supposed to be followed, the size of your team or whatever, the cost measures that are supposed to be followed, which language are supposed to be used, what should be the documentation procedure followed, etc. All this will fall under your tools and process standards. So any software standard that is being established will fall under one of these three categories what are already discussed. Next, so we'll try to understand what is the development process that is supposed to be followed in order to design these standards, right? So this software standard should design process is going to follow a sequence of steps. First is it should establish the standard strategy, which strategy is supposed to be followed in designing this development process. So this consists of the priorities, and it is also going to recognize the priority of the work that is supposed to be followed. Second, in the second step, it discusses about how to distribute your work, when on which sequence it is supposed to be reviewed, and how it is supposed to be maintained. In third step, it discusses about the working groups that are working on your project, and it is also going to help you in developing the priority standards in top to down approach. Next, it also discusses about like your fourth step goes with what should be the development effort that should be put prior to the work that is supposed to be begin, like where it is supposed to start and on which particular areas it is applicable. So these specific instructions are taken in order to start with your process. Next, it is going to draft the different standards. Like your fifth step is going to draft the different standards by distributing and reviewing all the standards which are taken into consideration. Sixth step, the standards that are taken should be revised in order to incorporate the review comments, and if required, it can be changed by excessive reviewing related to the standards which are taken into consideration. And next, the standards which are already revised or re-revised, they should be initially implemented in order to understand, and this implementation can be done on a limited test environment. Next, you are based on the test which is performed in your previous step, the standards can be revisited or reviewed or revised once again. If the implementation is going to enforce the standards across the defined areas, so then you are supposed to apply it on those areas. Finally, you can evaluate the effectiveness of the standards in practice on any actual product that you are going to work with. So these are the different development process steps that are supposed to be followed when you start with software development process, right? So in order to work with, once your development process is done, you are supposed to maintain the standards here. So standards are actually taken as a present situation, like they must be enforced in current situation. So they should be modified or adjusted based on the experiences that are enforcing them, or you can also change in by using the available technologies or by using various needs of the projects. So the basic responsibilities of this standard maintenance are listed below. So first, the standard first standard responsibility is standard maintenance responsibilities. So it should be aware of, like the standard team, this standard should stay aware of the standard implementation problems. What problems that may arise if this particular standard is going to be implemented, so they should be aware of it. Second, it should be a source of guidance, and it should also act as an advice on using this standard. Next, these standards they are supposed to maintain the baselines here. So these baselines act as the basic information on which your changes will occur and how these changes can be controlled. Finally, the final responsibility is periodic review of this particular standard should be taken into consideration. So what is the use of taking this periodic review is, it is simply to ensure that these particular standards are effective in nature, right? So standard maintenance is not a big deal, but it is a great deal of work that is being enforced. So once your standard responsibilities comes into picture, so we are supposed to understand how these particular standards can be inspected. So software inspection can be done by various approaches. So this particular software inspection it acts as a powerful tool or powerful way which helps in improving the quality and productivity of your software process. So this particular software inspection it will not solve all the problems, but generally it is more effective so that you can implement you can fix any own errors that are that were already there in the software engineering process. So that is the main objective of this software inspection, so that you can rectify any errors that are already available, but it is not going to solve all the problems. So the basic inspection objectives goes something like this. First, this particular software inspection, it is used to find the errors that can be possible at the earliest point in the development life cycle. Second objective, it is used to ensure that the appropriate parties technically agreed to work on the same inspection team. Next, this is also helping you to verify whether that particular software inspection is meeting predefined criteria or not. Next, it will also help you out in formally completing a given technical task, and at the same time it also helps you in providing the data on the product and the inspection process. So this will help you in understanding what all lags that are observed in your software process during the inspection. Next, other than the basic objectives, software inspection is also going to provide you some secondary benefits. So these secondary benefits are listed here. So it basically helps you in understanding that the associated workers are already technically aware of the given process. They also help you in building an effective technical team. At the same time, they help you to utilize the best talents that are available in your organization. They also provide the people with sense of achievement, or they also pull the people to participate actively throughout your process, software process inspection. And at the same time, they also help the participant to develop their own skills and as reviewers. So this will help in the personal development of the participants even. Okay. Next, we'll try to understand what are the different principles, how to work with these principles related to your software inspection. So first, basic inspection principles. So these inspection principles are these are the basic inspection principles which are used in your software inspection process. So first, this particular inspection is a formal inspection. It is going to follow a structured process. So this particular structure process consists of a checklist, and it also has a defined roles and responsibilities for the participants who are already participating in this software inspection. Second, this checklists are generic, and standards are already developed for each and every type of inspection that is going to be conducted. At the same time, where they can be tailored based on the specific project needs. Third, it could be the reviewers are already prepared in advance in order to conduct this particular inspection, and they should identify the concerns and questions before the inspection starts. So if they clarify their concerns and questions, the inspection would go very easily, and the outcome of your inspection could be in an understandable form. And next, the focus of this particular inspection is to identify problem but not to resolve any particular problem that arises in your organization. So this particular inspection is supposed to be conducted by technical people for technical people only. So the conduct how this particular inspection is conducted is discussed under this conduct of inspections. So inspections should be conducted at every point in the development, either at development phase or at maintenance phase. This particular inspection can be conducted. So this will help in intermediate at which particular point your intermediate products can be produced. So this inspection participants, the persons who are going to conduct this particular inspection will fall under one of these categories. So first can be the moderator, or he is none other than the inspection leader. So he is responsible for leading your inspection. Second are the producers. So they are responsible for doing the work that is being inspected. So these particular producers are also called as general people or persons. Third are the reviewers. So these reviewers are also called as the inspectors here. People who are directly concerned with the team can be taken as these reviewers. And fourth are the recorder. So this particular recorder is also called as your scribe. So he is going to record the significant inspection rules. What are all the results of the inspection are recorded by the recorder. And last phase of your software inspection goes with preparing for the inspection here. So this preparing for the inspection is it is a full inspection process, and this inspection in this particular phase, the inspection itself is considered as an inspection activity. So in the first step, we have discussed that producers and managers are going to decide that product is ready for the inspection and agree to the inspection objectives. In the next inspection phase, the participants are identified who are going and these particular participants will be inspected in order. These particular participants will be inspected here. So this particular inspection also carries the supporting material that are produced for open meeting. So in order to conduct this inspection meeting, the moderator first checks to see if all the participants are prepared, and he is also going to obtain the copies of any prepared reports which are not already submitted. So we'll discuss about this preparation of inspection in the next lecture. That's all for this particular lecture. Thank you.